In today's video, we are going to be looking at the new Premier League Team of the Season, which EA has revealed today. We are also going to be looking at just general Team of the Season cards, Team of the Years, and also SBC Fodder to find out when is the best time to buy. So if you guys want to figure out any of those, time codes will be down below for those three parts of the video. And without further ado, let's get on into this and figure out when you should buy your cards during Team of the Season. So yes guys, this is your Team of the Season. These are all the confirmed players. There's only going to be 15 this year in the main team. And the objective player is going to be Rodri, with the SBC player being Bamford. There's probably going to be another player, maybe it's Jesse Lingard, maybe it's Sean Stone, somebody like that who's had a really good performance this year as another SBC. But this is who we have so far, so really guys, the ratings are not that high. You may notice that the stats aren't as good. What I think this means is that Team of the Season is, yes, gonna be still a big event for FIFA this year, but I think that means that there are better things to come in the summer. At least I hope so, because I think we'll see better cards, and maybe this will expand the game cycle just a little bit longer, which is good for you guys because we have 96 Bruno Fernandes. That's not even as high rated as his Team of the Year. His Team of the Year, we're gonna check it out in a minute, could be better, I'm not quite sure, same as Kevin De Bruyne. So what is going on here? Some of these cards don't have as good stats as some of their other special cards, so I think Team of the Season this year has been downgraded a little bit to just extend the life cycle of the game, maybe until all the way up until September, which really, from a content creation perspective, from a player perspective, should be a good thing. But at the same time, we're just so used to Team of the Season cards being completely stacked that I think maybe we're losing sight of that. So I'm kind of excited for the prospect that we could be getting better cards this summer. If we don't though, that is a big problem, and EA has messed up severely. But what I will say about this Team of the Season is that it is obviously a bit more interesting because there are comparable cards, and that's where I'm going to show you guys when to buy in this video. So for Team of the Seasons themselves, obviously we're going to have the guaranteed SBC come out the next week, so I would say right before that guaranteed SBC is when you want to buy these guys, because they'll be going out of packs on the Friday of next week. That's what I would say with these Team of the Seasons. But what I was more interested in were the special cards that will fit around them, whether it's the special cards of players that are already in Team of the Season, or if it was other cards that would link in very well. So guys, if you look at the main players here that are selling for the most, you'll notice that there are a lot of cards that are either in Team of the Season or are cards that connect very well. So you'll notice here somebody like Bruno Fernandes. Okay, let's look at this card. It is pretty decent, but if you noticed, the Team of the Season had 92 pace, this one has 90 pace. It is worth 2 million coins. We'll have to see what the Team of the Seasons come out with for prices, but cards like this is what you want to really watch, because if people think that that card's too expensive, they are going to buy back this card and it's going to rise. Obviously when this when the Team of the Season drops tomorrow, people are going to be selling this card to go get his Team of the Season. That's just how it works. It's the new card, recency bias. That's how people operate. So you're going to see people probably sell off this card to go buy. But the thing is, if the Team of the Season is really not much more worth it, let's say it's 4 million instead of 2, and you're barely getting any stat upgrades, people are going to come back and buy this card, and this card will rise. So you have kind of the risk versus reward aspect of especially a card like this Team of the Year, Bruno Fernandes, where you could really make some decent profit probably from just buying one, holding it, and then selling it back if the other one is overpriced. The only problem is if the other one is around the same price. So yeah, basically depending on the card, if it's lower or around the same price, I mean it's not going to be a lower price, but if it's around the same price, this card will drop as well. So you have to be very careful when making those decisions. It can be a very risky move for something like this. We'll go back and also take a look at the Team of the Year, De Bruyne, basically the same exact kind of thing. Now if we look, I believe he's the exact same rating for Team of the Season, but his stats look actually a bit worse on his Team of the Season. He has 83 pace, 93 shooting, while on the Team of the Year he has 84 and 94. For other things as well, 94 dribbling, he has 93 on his Team of the Season. It seems like it's a -1 downgrade on pretty much every stat except his physical is up by 2, defensive is up by 5, and his passing stat is down by 1 as well. So these are very comparable cards. Once again, if that De Bruyne card comes in maybe at 1.5 million, it's probably not going to be worth it. You will see this card probably rise back and people will buy it back. Same kind of idea. Also make sure just to look at some of these other cards, like for example is 93 Inform. I mean, that's not really as comparable. You're gonna see the same kind of thing happen with the lower tier cards, especially other cards that don't have a team of the season. Those will be really interesting ones to look at. Also keep in mind there already have been some other Premier League players in the community team of the season. So you have people like Ndombele right here. He doesn't really have any other special cards that are comparable, but I'm sure he'll be going up as people try and use those Premier League team of the seasons in their team. So I'm sure that card will probably rise on Friday. Same as Barnes here. I'm sure maybe based on the other cards that everyone's seen now, he may have already dropped in price. I'm not sure if he has or not. Not really, so he's kind of held. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a bit more of a dip, but then rebounds back over the weekend while people want to use a cheaper Premier League team of the season option. You have other cards like this Mason Mount, for example. That was an SBC, so a lot of people have him, whereas team of the season might not be as available. And then you just have to look at other cards like Areola, once again, another cheap Premier League team of the season that people will probably want to have in their clubs that you could probably make a little bit of profit on if you bought. Probably sooner rather than later. I mean, probably some of these cards, especially when they have to do with Premier League team of the season, have already risen. What I would recommend is probably just take the facts that I'm giving you and not just apply them to Premier League team of the season, but also to all the other leagues when they come out. The same kind of things will happen, and just think of links, because even gold cards will rise in these situations. So we're also going to look at this Cancelo here. It is actually going to be the exact same rating as his team of the season if he gets the upgrade for winning the UCL. So basically, some of these team of the season cards basically have cards that are going to be better. Harry Kane Rule Breakers, for example, which we'll take a look at in a minute, also has better pace. But this card is only 235k. What will Cancelo's team of the season be? Will it only be 500k? Remember, this has to get the upgrade in order for it to be as good. So once again, you're playing with a really risky bet there. If you want to buy into this card, you can always try, because I'm sure people will see that the stats are very similar, and I wouldn't be surprised if it rises, but at the same time it could definitely drop due to the fact that they don't win the UCL. So that's once again a pretty big bet that you have to think about. But yeah, let's look at that Harry Kane Rule Breakers card right here. He has 91 pace, and his team of the season has 88, I believe. It is 88. So this card came out in October and still has better pace than Kane's team of the season, which is kind of crazy. You know, you have to look at cards like this. This could rise just due to the fact that people wanting to use Harry Kane. They think he's too expensive. This one has more pace, and bang, there you go. You take this Harry Kane. Also, there has been a possible leaked concept photo of Gareth Bale as a 90 rated overall possible team of the season flashback player. So I would definitely look at investing into this Kane, because it could definitely go up. And just depending on how expensive, once again, the team of the season is, that will define what happens. The final part of this video, I want to dedicate it right over to fodder, okay? So if we go here and then go to the cheapest players by rating, you can see this under the SBC tab on FUTBin. This basically tells you where all these players are at right now. 83 rated players, pretty low compared to where they've been in past days. If you look at 84s, they're 4k right now. That could easily rise to like probably 6, 7, 8k. So I would definitely look at some of these cards right now. You also have the 85s, which will be very important throughout team of the season, that are at about 9.2k. Like all these special cards seem to be down just a little bit, and I'm sure that they will rise in upcoming days. But what I wouldn't do is just go ahead and buy into them right now. What I would wait for is lightning rounds tomorrow. Lightning rounds is when everyone goes in and buys all those packs, because trust me, no matter how much complaining you see on Twitter about this team of the season, people are going to be buying packs like crazy. So what you're basically going to see is people packing a bunch of stuff all at once in 1 hour, for example, and there's 50k packs. Everyone opens them, gets some fodder cards, and they all list them up at the same time. Well, people are going to try undercutting each other, and these card prices are going to drop. So if you want to get any fodder for any SBCs in upcoming weeks, or you just want to get fodder that you can flip for when those guaranteed SBCs come out, make sure that you pick it up during lightning rounds, because there should be a very solid 85, 86, 84, 87, and 88 supply. You could even look at 89s and 90s. but in my opinion, I really think, like, for example, 87 rated players, these guys are pretty low. I've definitely seen them at 25 or higher. This is all on Xbox, by the way. Modric at 22, Fabinho. I've seen this Bernardo Silva literally at 31,000 coins just a week or two ago. So these guys will definitely rise for these SBCs, but they could drop even more. So I would wait till the lightning rounds come out on Friday, probably on the weekend too, if you want to hit any of those lightning rounds because you weren't available on the Friday. You go and wait for the lightning rounds to drop. People are going to be packing stuff, listing stuff up everywhere, and you're going to try and get those undercuts. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also like the video, and also check out my Twitch channel down below in the description where I will be streaming right after this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.